Another week of fun interviews. We've got some cross-country folks, we've got some cheerleading folks, and we've got some football guys to join us here as we move through the program tonight. As always, want to take time and thank our main sponsor, Thomas Dental and Associates, and of course, Jared Heller for everything he does for the programs here in Louisville. And we'll go ahead and get started with a good program tonight. We're going to open up tonight with a couple of our girls from cheerleading. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Girls, just introduce yourself. Tell me what grade you're in, and then how long have you guys been cheering?
My name is Avari Gideon. I am a senior, and I've been cheering since I was 3.
I'm Savannah Shafer, and I'm a senior, and I've been cheering since 4th grade.
All right, good. So, Avari, we'll start with you. Tell me kind of how or what's the process for you to get into cheerleading? Is it something that your mom was into, or your family, or just kind of something you kind of were drawn to?
When I was younger, I used to watch a lot of the older girls, and one day I told my mom that's what I want to do. So she put me into all-star cheer and tumbling, and then from there it just kind of escalated. And I quit all-star cheer to do school cheer in my 7th grade year, and actually for my senior year I went back to all-star cheer, and I'm still doing school cheer. So
good. And Savannah?
Ever since I was little, I've always looked up cheerleaders, and I just told my mom one day that I wanted to try it.
Good. So both of you girls from Louisville your whole life. Did you guys cheer through Little Leopards?
yeah,
And what teams did you cheer for?
I was on the Cowboys.
Okay. And then 7th and 8th grade?
I did school cheer.
Okay.
I was on the Chiefs 5th and 6th, and then I didn't do it.
Okay. Good. So talk me through a day in the life of a cheerleader on game day. You guys have any special rituals or anything you guys do? Do you eat? Do you guys come together before the game starts, prior to or being done with school or anything?
No, not really. We just all show up whenever we're supposed to be there, and
Get ready to go.
Yep.
I know I get ready with a few people. We kind of all get together and just pitch in. We get pizza or something, and then we all do our hair, and then there's a meeting time. And
Yeah, because you can't just show up without having your hair done.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the face paint and all. That's what makes a cheerleader.
That's right. Exactly. So tell me about last week. 2 tough games for the Leopards to start, and then go to Northwest and get on the win column there. How was that bus ride home?
it was really fun.
Yeah.
That was the most fun bus ride, from the speaker and the megaphone to all of us on the seats. It was so fun.
Jamming out.
So you guys have cheerleaders have your own bus, I assume? Yeah. Just the cheerleaders. And then until after a win, it gets a little crazy. Good. Well, hopefully we get another one of those bus rides this week. We'll
Right?
talk to the boys later.
Oh.
You guys can put some pressure on them. They're sitting over there in the corner. Put a little pressure on them. Make sure we get another win for you. So, a lot of people I don't think understand the time and stuff that goes into cheerleading. I know that you guys don't just show up on Friday night and cheer. Savannah, tell me a little bit about what your week looks like.
Well, in the summer, we would have practice starting at 7, and it would go to 9:30 or 10. Once school starts, though, we don't really practice for football. It's more of competition teams, which not everyone does. But we practice on Monday and Tuesday, and then we have tumbling on Wednesdays, and then freshmen have games Thursdays, and then varsity Friday, JV Saturday mornings.
And you guys are at all of those events, or do you just have to be at the ones you're cheering at?
We just have to be at the ones that we're cheering at.
Okay. And so what about, tell me a little bit about what happens then, the difference between the school cheer, if you want to call it that, and the competition cheer. I know you said you were an all-stars cheer. What's the difference look like for you?
Well, I'm not doing comp team for school cheer this year. I'm just doing competitive. So since we don't really practice a ton for football, sometimes we'll call a practice just to get in line, or she'll do a text with our agenda for the week, just to make sure we're all in the same loop for the themes and stuff. But for me, I have cheer Monday, Tuesday, Thursday for competitive cheer, and that's from 7 to 9 p.m. And it's kind of a lot different because it's more at school cheer we just tumble and work out and stuff, but at competitive cheer it's a lot of stunning and building, so it's kind of nice.
Good. All right, so last question for you girls before we finish up the segment here. I told you it'd be nice and easy for you. So you guys are both getting ready to finish up your senior year here. Obviously don't want that to go too quick for you. But you guys have any plans for next year? What are you thinking?
I want to go to Mount Union,
Okay.
cheer there, get into early childhood.
Good. Awesome.
I hope to go to a big state school. I applied to a few, and I want to be a nurse.
Okay. Well, 2 very good professions, teachers and nurses, always in demand, always in need. So girls, thank you for stopping by tonight. Keep up the good work on the sidelines. Keep the spirits up, and hopefully you guys can help that football team get us another victory here this week. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
we'll be back in a few minutes with some cross-country runners here in the Leopard Lair. All right, welcome back in here to the Leopard Lair tonight as we are joined by some of our cross-country runners. And those of you familiar with Louisville and familiar with our sporting activities here in Louisville, our cross-country team has been traditionally very, very strong. Tonight, we're joined by a few underclassmen, correct? We've got Grant down there, we've got Austin down there, and Zan sitting here beside me. So we're going to spend a few minutes here talking to the boys and find out a little bit about their experiences in cross country and kind of what got them involved. So we'll start right here with Zan. Zan, talk to me for a minute about how you got involved with cross country, because I know me myself, I'm not running unless there's a bear chasing me. So for you guys to get up and even then I'll probably stop and try to fight it. But for you guys just to get up in the morning and just decide that you're just going to run several miles, how does that happen?
So I started running just kind of on my own in middle school, and then I showed up freshman year and ran cross country for high school.
And so your freshman year, we had a good season then?
Yeah.
We've had several good seasons. You're just a junior, right? Okay, all three of you just juniors? So good. So last year, did you ran varsity last year or?
I was alternate for varsity last year.
So talk to me about that. How does that work? How many guys run in a meet, and then how do you guys figure that out?
So varsity is your top 7 runners, and then the top 5 score. But in the postseason, when we go to districts, regionals, and states, we bring 2 extras if somebody would get hurt or get sick.
Sounds good. So Grant, what about you? How does one get into just running for fun?
I don't know how you get into running for fun.
Was someone in your family a runner, or you just kind of thought, did you do anything else before you started running?
Well, I played soccer before I started running.
Okay, so there you go.
And,
Still a lot of running.
my dad was a 2-time All-American at Mount.
Okay.
And so, I don't know, just kind of started running with him, and
Well,
it.
that's how it goes sometimes. You get
Cross-country
those.
just kinda-
That's why I always ask about the family members, because a lot of times there's
sport.
somebody somewhere that kind of leads you in or kind of guides you in that direction. And sometimes, honestly, it's just in the genes. So, a 2-time All-American, that's impressive. So, does he give you any tips as you're going through the process, or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He-
What's he tell you?
He focuses a lot more on competing.
Okay.
And how I compete, where Coach Stonemeyer, his training's based a lot of time.
Okay.
And my dad gets on me if I don't compete hard. And so he's always looking like, if I compete hard, then it's a good day.
Yep.
It's not always about the time.
No, 100%. That's correct. Good. And Austin, same thing for you. How did you kind of venture into the running?
So I have a pretty interesting story. No one in my family had ever done cross country or track or anything like that before, but my parents really wanted me to do a sport in middle school. I've already been doing tennis, but there's no tennis in middle school, so they want me to do something else. And they want me to do cross country. And I didn't want to do it at all, but they said I could get an iPhone if I did cross country, which ironically I actually ended up breaking that while running later in the season. But then I ended up keep doing it because I made friends in it, and I grew to enjoy running and to enjoy seeing my progress.
Good. It's a little bribery to get
Yeah.
you started. I like it. And Zan, so talk to me about the course, if you will. How many miles is it?
3.1 mile course in high school.
Okay. So now, when you get to like 2.5 miles, does your body just kind of say that's enough? And what's the mental process there?
Everything hurts.
Yeah.
I figure once I'm at 2.5, I only have 0.6 to go, and that's not a whole lot compared to 3.1. So
Which you've already been through.
yeah.
Good. And Grant, what about you? I don't think a lot of people know if they haven't seen a cross-country course. It's not like going out and running around the track where it's nice and flat, right?
No, you got hills, you're on grass. It's not flat.
So do you prefer, is there a certain track or course, if you will, around the area that you like better than others?
I think generally a lot of us like running at Worcester,
Okay.
which is where we're running this weekend.
Okay.
It's turns are very like gradual, and it's got some good long straightaways and with downhill. So it's generally very fast.
Okay.
So we like running there.
Good. And Austin, did you get a chance to run last year, or is this kind of your first year in terms of running it in competitions?
Well, in cross country, it's different than other sports in that everyone can run in a meet. However, they can usually only run 7 to 10 people in a varsity meet, while
Okay.
everyone else goes in an open meet.
Okay.
So this is my first year being on varsity and getting to really contribute to the team by scoring in races.
Okay.
However, I've been running in meets since my freshman year.
Okay. And same thing, you got one particular course that you like over the others, kind of Worcester too, or?
Definitely Worcester.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a team favorite.
So I know always see a lot of big stuff going on over at Glen Oak. How's the Glen Oak course for you?
The Glen Oak course is also known as a really fast course. It also has a lot of straightaways. It's always very beat down. And it's a course that we've all known because most of us have been running it since middle school.
Yeah.
So that's also a well-known good course, but Worcester will always be best.
Good. So obviously you guys are all just juniors, so you got another year coming back. We've had some really good runners leave last year. I know some of those guys are running in college right now. I just saw some of their results over the weekend. Any of you guys have any desire to run past high school, or you just kind of, I know you're only juniors, you're not really maybe thinking that far ahead, but any inklings of running? No, this is it, just gonna run through high school. Good. What about you guys?
I don't know. I
Not
haven't decided
sure yet?
But if I do, maybe Mount.
Yeah.
Join Steven.
There you go.
I'm probably going to pursue tennis in college,
Okay.
though I can't do cross country since they're both in the fall in college.
Good. And so you're also tennis. Do you guys do anything else?
I
Dan?
play baseball.
Play baseball? Good.
I'm just a runner. I run
Just a
track
runner.
too.
Nothing wrong with being just a runner. So you run track in the spring then as well? What do you run in the spring?
I prefer the 800 mile. Now that I'm an upperclassman, I'm probably gonna get thrown in the 2 mile more. But
Okay. Good. And so again, I always end our interview process here with finding out what you guys are future plans are. Again, just juniors, but do you have any idea of what you may want to do? Not necessarily a specific college, but anything with what you want to do with your life as you get in through that process?
I'm trying to go to Ohio State and major in agriculture.
Okay. Good.
I don't know what college I want to go to, but I want to do something like with construction management.
Okay. Good.
I don't have a college either, but I'd like to stay in state and get something in information technology.
Good. Well, I'm sure you guys are all killing it in the classroom, doing a good job out there on the cross country track course, if you will. So keep up the good work, fellas. And you guys got to meet this weekend, right?
Yep.
Big meet at Worcester.
Yep.
So how many teams are there?
Let's
It's
see.
going to be 15 to 20,
Okay.
depending on.
Oh, I think it's over 30.
A few more than that.
Over 30 with.
Now, did they break that up into divisions for you guys, or?
Yeah, there's a big school race,
Okay.
the D1 race, and then there's a D2, D3
Okay.
race.
Yeah. Good. Well, good luck to you guys this weekend. Thanks for stopping out here in the Leopard Lair and joining us tonight. And you guys being only juniors, we'll probably see some of you back here next year, hopefully. And now you got your feet under you. You guys be a little more comfortable next time we have some conversations. So, good luck to you guys this weekend, and we'll be back in a few minutes to talk about the football team. All right, welcome back into the Leopard Lair here tonight. Forgot to mention at the beginning, some of you may notice my counterpart, Mr. Aljancic, is not here this evening, and so I'm flying solo tonight. Thanks, John. I know he's watching. So want to take a minute here and thank again our sponsors, Thomas Dental and Associates, for giving us this great place to do these interviews and bring our student athletes in here, as well as Jared Heller. Just saw him this evening at the girls' soccer game filming, so I know he's out there working hard. So thank those guys for everything they do, as well as Striker Media for putting on this production for us here this evening. And every Wednesday night we come down and talk to our student athletes. So good treat here this evening. Now we're going to get a chance to talk to a couple football players after a big win at Northwest last week. and a couple key contributors here for us, and Connor Morley and Chase Mueller. Guys, thanks for stopping in here this evening.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so Connor, going to start with you. I'll just let you kind of talk for a minute. Tell them out there what grade you're in, what position you play.
Well, my name is Connor Morley. I'm a senior and play defensive end and tight end H-back on offense.
Okay, Chase.
My name is Chase Mueller. I'm a senior. Play wide receiver and corner.
All right, guys. So, come out the first 2 weeks. Steubenville, very tough opponent. Poland, another good opponent. Maybe let one slide there. Then you go down to Northwest, which, I was there calling the game. And tough environment. They had a good fan base there. They were rowdy. They were ready to go. Their student section was going crazy. Connor, when you go into a game like that, does it take you several plays to kind of get settled into the flow of what's going on?
To be honest, I was really settled in from the beginning. It's always really helpful when you see your student section there before any of the Northwest fans.
Yeah.
And it just gets you comfortable. And I just felt comfortable going into the game because, it's just the nerves are gone. I'm a senior. Just playing for fun now,
Yeah.
It's nothing earth-shattering I'm going against. I'm just playing the sport.
Good. What about you, Chase?
Same thing with him. It's nice to see the student section there early. Coming off of only playing 1 year of varsity football, kind of playing as a junior right now with the mindset. And, it is, nerves do hit you. It takes probably the first series to actually get ready and prepared. So.
Yeah, I know. I always felt for me, it was always at least a couple of plays, and then when I got the first contact, I always felt okay, now I'm settled in. Whether it was either catching a pass and getting tackled or making a tackle on defense, but you get that first contact, kind of okay, now I'm settled in and ready to go. So good opponent last week at Northwest. Chase, big interception to end the game there. As I was calling the game, you kind of turned and boxed out and made a really nice play to get your feet down. Kind of what were you thinking as you were in the air there? Did you know you need to get your feet down?
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were. It was the end of the game, so I assumed they were going to throw up to the tall guy. It's usually what you do. Mm-hmm. And I saw him run outside of me, and I was like, all right, so he's going to be back of the end zone. So I jumped, and I was like, all right, well, I know I'm toward the sideline, so I needed to make sure I put my feet into.
Yeah, did a nice job. Connor, I know from the defensive end spot, a lot of good tackles out of you, a couple tackles in the backfield. Their running back, though, was pretty solid. He was a thick put together, and he was only a junior. What's it like tackling that kid?
From the beginning, all the defense was on the sideline. We kind of thought he was a stockier dude, but we got there. The defense lined up, getting ready to go in, and he's on kickoff return. And we're all looking at him, and I'm just noticing, I'm this kid is stocky. He's going to be hard to bring down. And then I got that first tackle, and he was still running his feet. He was pretty hard to tackle, but the just swarm of the defense, it just helps a lot bring him down. I wasn't too worried about him running his feet too much because I knew there was going to be guys there from when you make a hit, they'll be there for you and bring him down.
Everybody at the football, we made comments on that as we were calling the game. It was good to see, 5, 6, 7 guys to the football quickly, which is what you need, especially when you got a good running back like that. So, all right, so you turn the page, and now we're on to Hoover Week, and I don't think, guys like me that played many, many, many years ago, Hoover's always, it was week 1 for us, so it was always that out of the gate, and they're the bigger school, they're more intimidating, and we fortunately for me, I never lost to them, so that was a bonus for me. But as you guys prepare for them, what have you seen on film, or what's your approach to this week going against a school like Hoover?
This is just rivalry week. Yep. I don't know. It's pretty special to our class because this will be year 100, and I know how much these guys want to get it. And this week we've been really just getting after it because we want to win that bad. I think really nothing has changed. Defensively, we're still going to go in as aggressively as we've been, and it's just simple game planning stuff that the coaches do that we just execute. So nothing major.
Chase, what about you?
Watching the film of them, they're a good team. They are a Division 2 school.
2, yep.
So they are a bigger school. They got more people to pick from, but I think going into the game, I think we'll have our minds right to be ready to get it.
Yep. Well, Mike Tyson always said, right, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth and then things change. So sometimes you just got to get out there and figure it out. So as you guys obviously are starting to work through the season here, you got a stretch coming up here of some really tough Federal League opponents. Obviously this week with Hoover, you're not looking ahead as to who you got next week and anything like that. How difficult is that when you guys look at that schedule at the beginning of the year and you see that stretch, you just got to kind of get your mind right.
I think it's in the back of everybody's minds. We understand that. But for the last 2 years, our senior class especially has been dealing with hits from those Fed schools. So I think we really wanted to take a change this year. So I think we're more excited than a little nervous to play them because I think we want to make some wins out of them.
Yeah. Got a little chip on the shoulder there, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, you do look at the schedule at the beginning of the season, you're like, wow, I mean, we're independent now, so we got to play the big schools and the really good team. I mean, every Fed games, they're going to be a good team. You can't just look at it and be like, oh, they're not going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're always good teams. So I agree with him. I mean, after getting beat up on by them the past couple of years, I think it's time to bring it to them.
Time to do something. Good. Well, guys, you're grinding, you're working hard. Obviously, your minds are on the football field right now, taking care of things in the classroom. As you guys move through the season, again, don't want that senior season to go too fast. Enjoy every minute of it. But as you look forward into the future, Connor, any plans for anything? Not specific schools or anything, but anything you want to do?
I really haven't thought that too much into it. I was thinking something towards exercise science and maybe go to grad school for physician assistant, but I mean, it's just kind of an open thought, nothing solidified yet.
Good. Okay. Chase?
I want to go into aviation, pilot. I have a couple schools in mind, but that's what I'm sure I want to do.
Nice. Not in the service, or just as a pilot, as a commercial pilot?
I might do both. I mean, I think about going to Bowling Green. Or,
Okay.
Going to Coast Guard Academy.
Oh, good. Well, that is a good place to be. So, well, gentlemen, I won't keep you. I know it's getting late here in the Leopard Lair. You guys got homework to take care of tonight. You probably already took care of it, didn't you? No. Okay, you're supposed to say yes, Connor. All right, guys. Well, listen, thanks for stopping down here tonight, and good luck Friday night. And go out there, take the fight to them, and keep grinding, see what happens.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes to wrap things up with the weekly schedule here in the Leopard Lair. Welcome back here into the Leopard Lair, guys. Good show tonight. We're joined by cross country, cheerleading, and football. Got a chance to talk to all of our student athletes. And, of course, they're all out there doing a great job. Again, want to thank Thomas Dental and Associates for all of their support and all their help. Straggart Media, Jared Heller. And, I think sometimes we're remiss. Sometimes we leave out the Louisville Herald. Frank and Jackie do a great job covering all the sports and getting pictures in the paper. So we'll shout out to them as well here tonight. So we're going to look ahead here, guys, this week. We got a couple things coming up here in the next few days as we get moving into the weekend. If anybody wants to check some stuff out, Thursday night, we've got girls varsity golf at West Branch. Also Thursday, we've got girls volleyball. They're at home versus Dover, and that will be freshmen at 4:30, JV at 5:30, and varsity at 7. So if you haven't got a chance to come out and see the volleyball team, stop out and take a look. That's Thursday night. Freshmen at 4:30, JV 5:30, and varsity at 7. So Thursday also, we've got boys freshman football. They'll be at home hosting Hoover. And varsity soccer for the boys will follow that on Thursday night against Alliance. So come on out and watch the freshman football team and just stay right there and watch the soccer team play. So Friday, of course, we've got the Leopards travel to Hoover to take on the Vikings of North Canton and a traditional rivalry game there. It's been being played for 100 years now, and so it's a pretty special one here for Louisville. Hopefully we can go out and get that one. Saturday, when you wake up Saturday morning, you can head down and watch the JV football game at the stadium. That will be at Louisville. Soccer will also be at home that evening versus Northwest. Our boys and girls cross-country teams, as we heard from our cross-country fellas there, they were at Worcester on Saturday morning. And then also on the girls' side, we've got volleyball at Jackson in the Jackson tournament that they have there every year. And soccer is at Streetsboro at 7 o'clock. Girls soccer, 7 o'clock at Streetsboro. And that's Saturday night. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, once again, check one of those events out. If you missed some of those events and you're not sure what's going on, check out the Louisville City Schools webpage. They've got it on the Facebook page as well as Straggart Media. We have it up there for you. All of our schedules are listed. And stop out and enjoy some athletics and support our student athletes. So that'll do it here tonight from the Leopard Lair. We will be back next week. We'll have some guests with us then as well, and hopefully have a chance to talk about another Leopard football victory. So until then, we'll be seeing you next Wednesday here in the Leopard Lair.